So now I've got this great skeleton. It's got these legs, and if I rotate them, you'll see that they do not yet affect the model. So the next thing that I need to do is have the joints affect the model. That process is going to happen in the skin menu with the bind skin command. Before I run bind skin, I need to have at least two things selected. I need to have the model itself selected, and I need to have the joints that I want to bind. I will make my model selectable again. By the way, I can see my joints through the model because I have moved my shading to a mode called X-ray joints, and you may want to do that as well. So now I can select and deselect the model. To select the joints, I am going to come up here into this little flag. It will probably open looking like this for you, but if you click on this icon, you can go to Select by Name. In Select by Name, I'm going to type in *JT. The asterisk is a wildcard, and this will select all of the objects in the scene with capital J, capital T in them. This is case sensitive, so be careful how you name and be careful how you type. So that did not select the root joint, and it didn't select the heel joints. It's hard for you to see that because, of course, the way that Maya selects, all of the children take on the parent color, but if I open this up in my outliner, you can see that the heels are not selected. In the perspective view, I will shift select the model, and then under Skin, Bind Skin, Option Box. Yours will probably open looking just like this, and there are only a couple of things we need to change in here. Under Bind To, I don't want to bind to the entire hierarchy. I only want to bind to these selected joints. My bind method is set to closest distance. That's going to work fine for us. This isn't a complicated model, so we don't need to do a complicated bind. So I'm going to leave it set to closest distance. This is something where if you run the bind and you get a really terrible result, you can go back and try a different method, but we're probably going to repaint almost the entire skin anyway, so it doesn't make a big difference. The skinning method has to stay closest classic linear. If I change it from classic linear, I'm going to get some weird results when I weight paint. Again, this is something for more advanced people. The only thing that we really care about here is this bind to selected joints. The other thing that I'm going to do is turn down the maximum number of influences. It's set to 5, and 5 joints is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's way too many joints. That number of joints will be able to affect every single vertex in the model, and it's just too much. It's too complicated. I'm going to set this to 3. You could go down to 2, but that sometimes affects the way that binding happens. So I'm going to keep 3 as my rule of thumb here. So I'm going to be binding to selected joints with a max influence of 3. And then I will hit apply. And now if I come in to my hip joint and I rotate, I move the leg. Some very bad things are happening to the body, but that's okay. My next video is going to be about weight painting, which is how you correct bad things that happen in your skin bind. So once you've got your skin bound, come and join me in the next video.